So now let's look at the concept of arrays, data structure. Okay, it's basically a collection of similar type of elements, and it's a fixed size. So like you decide like what is the size of that array, and it can store values in that, and it is index based. The first element of the array will be available on index 0. So you can refer the array length is 10, and you can refer to each element in the array as a using its index starting at 0. Now what are the different types of array? You have a single dimensional, multi-dimensional array. Now for single dimensional array, these are the various ways you can initialize. First you say the data type and square brace, and then you give the array name. Or you can also give data type array with a variable name and then square braces in that. Okay, but basically what will happen, how do you instantiate is, you also say array reference variable, the variable name, new data type and the size of it. And at declaration, instantiation and initialization can be done at 1. Like say if you see int a, it is filled up with a square braces equal to, immediately it is getting some data in that. So these are the ways in which you can create an array. So let's take a look at creating an array in Eclipse. So I'm going to go to my oops or and let's say I have this, I'll create an array here. Okay. Multi-line comment. So the various ways to declare an array is, I can say integer So first way is to declare it like this. So one way to declare this is, you say integer array and now you will say x equal to we'll say x dot 0 and when we print this array, this is the first way to create an array. You can give a value here, or you can just print all the values in an array, or you can also see a particular value in an array. Let's say I want to see what is in the index 1. Okay, I'll say 15, 23. So I have created different values here. And now if you see here, it shows me the system dot, it shows me index number 1, it is storing 123, correct? Now I can also initialize an array like this. Okay, this will also define an array, and now if this is another way to define an array. Now if I just run this, so it will show me that at 114 is there, right? Now if I want to see what is the values in an array, the optimized way to create a loop here is, you say integer So what this does is, this will automatically create a loop for you. Okay, see what we are doing here is, we have created this integer x, right? So we say the data type x, so it will loop through all the index, and now you can see each and every value. Okay, so the syntax for this is our for loop. You know how a for loop works, right? So you say integer xx colon x, and now I want to print xx. See, this is the variable, this is the loop variable, correct? So now if I run this, it's going to show me each and every value. See, 14, 15. Let's see here. It will show 12, 14. It will show you all the values. So this is an optimized loop for arrays. Okay. So basically, what you'll do is you'll give the data type of that array, then you'll create a variable locally and say colon the name of that array. Okay. So it will automatically create a looped loaded variable for you. Now this is one way of creating an array. So you also have something other data types in. We'll look at that later. Now you have something called as array list also. Okay. Now I can also say. Now I'll say a.add xx. So now it's going to add it over here. And now I'll print a over here. So this is a array list. Now let's see the difference here. Basically somewhat similar data structure. If you see 12, 14, 15 is being printed over here. Okay, list is more optimized. It's more, this is another data type, array list. Okay, first was integer, second is array list. So array list you create a new, and couple of things you can do with array list is you can say a dot contains, you can say the value, okay, 12. So it says true if it contains this value. So what you can do is you can use this to store values, do comparisons, check whether the value exists. No, that way, it will work. You can use it for, it's used heavily in Java for optimized loops as well as for storing data and searching data. So there are a lot of functions within this, you can check it out. Okay, so you can add, it contains, equals. You can also find out the index of. One more thing that we can create is we will create a hash map like this. So you say hash map data type and you create a variable and say new hash map. So what this does is this will create a key value kind of a hash map which you can store values against a key. So right now for creating the key I'm saying integer z equal to 1 and I'm going to increment it in the loop that we already have. Okay. So what happens here is it will basically hmap.put z comma value. Whatever is the current value in the array, it will get pushed over here into this along with the index. So it will run like this and show these results. So if you see here, this hmap has put each and every value. So it's a key value, right? So in the key z is going, see here, put z, and in this value what is happening? This current value of this array is going, right? So that is how it's getting added. Okay, hash map is a powerful storage tool like Arraylist. So used for, there are a lot of other methods like you can search what is over there. Now you can also say hmap.get. So if you want to find out what is at that particular key, you can do that. You can also loop through the keys. For that you have to say same way. You have to say hmap.keyset. Now what is this key set? This key set is nothing but your index. Okay, it is nothing but your what you see 1, 2, 3. So hmap.keyset. So it will, here earlier we did for the integer array, right? X colon directly we did the list. But here what's happening is if you want to optimize, see we are not if you want to optimize loop for map to loop through each and every value in the map, you give the data type of the key set, which is your key, like the left value, right? Which is integer. Your keys are all integers. So then you say you create the temporary variable and hmap.keyset. So hmap.keyset will be dumped into this and it will be looping through that automatically. Now we can say we want to see the value at that particular. So we'll say hmap.get that key set. That is the correct index. So now if you run it like this, what will happen is it will show you each and every value. So it will print each and every value here. So if you see this after this, it will make more sense. I'll put this code after this. Yeah, see 12, 14, 15. Basically it is printing each and every value. So if you want to do some processing on each and every value in the map and all that, you can use this optimized loops. So please pause the video, practice all of this, then only we can proceed to the next topics.